Good afternoon. Welcome to the Penthouse Interviews at the Charleston Conference 2011. My name is Jack Montgomery. Today we're talking with Carol Tenopir of the University of Tennessee about her Lib-Value project. Joining us here today are publisher and book vendor, president of Busca Inc., Michael Cooper, and of course someone who needs no introduction, Katina Strauch of the College of Charleston. I guess for those who have not been exposed to the Lib-Value project before, haven't heard of it, can you tell us a little bit about it? What was its basic purpose? What is its basic purpose? Who's participating, and what kind of outcomes have you seen so far?
Sure. It's funded by the Institute of Museum and Library Services. It's a 3-year project, and it has a big group. At the University of Tennessee, I'm at the Information School, we're involved, but also the library at the University of Tennessee, Syracuse University, University of Illinois, and Association of Research Libraries. We're the main partners, but we also have a lot of other libraries that are involved in running particular tests or involved in part of it, including 4 universities in New York, Bryant University in Rhode Island, Drexel, Pittsburgh. So we have lots of participants. And the idea is to look at multiple academic libraries of different types and sizes, and multiple methods for measuring multiple definitions of value. So the idea is that the value of the library used to be something we could always assume. We didn't have to demonstrate it or measure it. But in today's economic times, we need to find ways to measure value, and we need good ways to demonstrate value to stakeholders and funders. So that's one purpose. And then the other purpose of it is there's lots of choices, lots of things that academic libraries can do, and to help decision makers in the academic library decide what's the best direction for the future, you need to have good information about value and cost and benefits of a variety of types of services. So we're breaking functions and services down into component parts so you can measure value.
Carol, what do you envision as the result that this will all produce? Will this be a report?
It's going to be several things. One thing is we already have the website. So if you just Google Lib-Value, you'll find the website, and on there is a searchable bibliographic database of value articles. So it's one place to find if you want to see who's done work on return on investment in academic libraries, for example. You can find the material there. So that was one of the early things that we've put together. But the other outcomes, certainly there'll be publications and presentations and those kinds of things. But one of the main roles of the Association of Research Libraries, ARL, and their involvement is they're going to actually be putting the instruments and calculators and all of those kinds of things that result from the methods we're testing on their website so that these will be available. Every library can benefit from seeing measures of value of services in other libraries, but each library is also unique. And so they'll have to figure out a way to incorporate measuring in their own environment.
Carol, one of the things I'm seeing from what you've just said is there's perhaps an attempt to have an influence and maybe not even standardize, but to come up with some best practices for measuring value. Is this one of the goals that you're trying to achieve?
Yeah, and standardize is too strong of a word.
Right.
You're right. Best practices or influence are good, and providing some ways that are tested. So if a library wants to measure value of a particular service, they can go to the site, use the instruments, use the same instruments that we've developed, or make modifications to them so that they'll be able to compare with other institutions or know that here are some trusted instruments, things that have been tested, and then I can go from there. So they don't have to start from the very beginning.
I understand.